In the prayer
I sure can.
in prayer with food.
Okay, can I have your attention, please? Just for a second. We'll have a word of prayer to open up, and we'll bless the food that we'll be eating and drinking the water later on. Are you ready?
Yes.
Praise God. Most gracious Father, we thank you, Lord, once again. Here we are again, Lord. How you bless us over and over and over again. We thank you for our president. We thank you for the city staff and all the members of the community that are here tonight. We thank you, Lord, you bring us closer and closer together in a great neighborhood, and the members of the SEDNA group continue to bless them and theirs. In the name of Jesus, we pray, we ask it all. We say together, Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Pastor Lowe.
Mr. President.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
We're gonna try to carry this along because I know it gets dark early now, but
All right.
Sister Marcella's in charge of our refreshments. We have ham or turkey sandwiches,
Wow.
and broccoli, carrots, and tomatoes, pineapples and strawberries,
My
and
goodness.
chips. So just let her know, and she'll get it to you. I already know the police is not gonna be here, but does anybody have anything for the police that I can pass along to Tony?
Do you all wanna, do y'all have any other conversation about the shooting that happened over there, the other day? Have we gotten all of that kind of squared away with you all? Are y'all okay with what you heard from the city? You read and kept up with what's the investigations and all of that?
Different stories. You
Uh-huh.
don't know what to believe.
Okay.
So, I don't know.
Does the
I think
paper
that
actually
was-
say the shooting was at Fred Moore's school?
But see, that's what I mean, it happened on the property.
Did it?
Yeah, but it wasn't further and at the school, you know, it was in the middle of the night.
Well, I mean, that's middle of the night. But was it on the property or not?
It was
Fred Moore?
on the property.
I'm Councilwoman Moye, and I did talk to the, believe that actual part of the property right there
Uh-huh.
belongs to Dart.
Oh,
It doesn't actually belong to
to
Fred Moore.
deny
It's Dart because it's right there near the train station,
Oh.
the train. So Dart owns that, so they were looking at Dart to do something about either no loitering signs or something to be
okay.
done there. But we also talked about, you know, if you go down through Fredmore Park, you see those signs that say no parking from 11 p.m. to 6 a.m.
Yeah.
Like putting those down Robinson Street
Oh, that'll be
to
great.
keep the people from. So if you're gonna be at Clara's Kitchen, they have parking for that. Anybody else, you won't be able to park there. That's in the process that we're trying to work on right now.
Okay, y'all working on that.
Yeah, I got with Tony, and we were gonna present it, you know, but
Okay.
he and I talked about that, you know.
Okay, that's good because we need to, you know, make sure we're all on the same
Right,
page
right.
with that.
Yeah.
Right.
And I also kind of heard that, you know, all the stuff that's going on at that time of night, there wasn't any permits, you know, you have to be permitted
Yeah.
to have those kind of events, you know, at certain, after 9 o'clock or something like that. Noise forbids, you know, people put those in all the time to the city. These restaurants and organizations that want to do some nighttime stuff, they have to get permission. So that's also a part that I heard that, you know, and it's been going on for a long time. I mean, you know, people have been getting together for a long time, not just that night. We're talking about maybe years.
Yeah, they become 5 years.
And so, I think the city was trying to, you know, be mindful of the look, and I asked them to do some more patrolling around in that area around that time. But I was also under the impression that if this has been going on for years, that somebody's been permitted to do it. So then once I found out that there was no permits going on and being pulled, you know, for those kind of activities to happen, well, that takes us to a whole nother level. So we have to see how we're gonna work through that, you know, as a community, and what you all think about all of that.
So a
We'll stay
cafe-
on top of that.
So a cafe has to have a permit to stay open a certain hour?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay.
You know, like RJ's,
Yeah.
right up there, they stay open till all that, I think the sun come up. But if it's permitted if they've been permitted to do that, and you
Okay.
need the process of getting that.
But you know, if you come through there like 12:31, you can't get through.
Yeah.
And they said the North Texas kids come over.
Oh, so they found a place to go.
Yeah.
The Friar Street kids,
Yeah,
they
and
come
used to
over
be the
here.
little
and
club on TV, Biddies, whenever they closed,
Yeah.
they would come down after 2. That's why we we can put the signs there,
Yeah, no parking.
then we got a reason to give you a ticket and maybe you won't come, the
Okay,
next
so we'll
weekend.
kind of go through that route.
Yeah,
Okay. Well, whichever way you all wanna take it, but just let me know,
okay.
so I can stay on time.
Well, I would like for you to look at, 18 windows in the neighborhood party.
Oh, yeah, no, you talking about parking like if they gone for a few days to do a little truck and then they come back and park their own personal Peterbilt truck in the neighborhood? I believe that that's not permitted to do that, so we'll have to figure out who's doing that.
Okay, well, we're having, Crawford and Hickory.
Okay, that's where I saw it. I saw it somewhere, that's where I saw it.
Okay, so.
And over on Allen Street, there used to be a guy on Allen Street or whatever there, he used to have an 18-wheeler there, on the other side of the track by, down by the Robinson Tree.
Oh, okay. Well, y'all know I'm not good with just talking. You know, you
Yeah,
gotta-
I took a picture of him leaving there one day, but I don't know where he was coming from, he
All
meant.
right, well, email me, and then
Okay.
I'll get it to the right people that can take care of that.
Miss Williams, get with her after the meeting, get a reminder, cause she'll forget.
Oh, okay.
We'll get Mr. McDade, I'm sorry. We'll get Mr. McDade to go ahead and email me everything.
Oh, from her too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Take all of it.
Okay. Code enforcement, is anyone here?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
I don't have much for today, but I know a lot of ways.
Come up here, I can.
We've been, sorry. It's the last of the mowing season, so if you haven't mowed your grass, just, in the next week or so. But I think we're being lenient with everybody, so. I did have a question, but I'll get with you after. It's about a vacant lot. But other than that.
Morris and
that's it.
Duncan.
No, it was another one. Ruth, on Ruth Street.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's a vacant lot, but, yeah, wanted to see.
I know, I got a couple calls from about people selling on Morris and Duncan. I guess they got tents put up and selling on the weekend. Is that allowed?
And that I know of, no, unless they have like a permit, right?
Mhm.
But, pictures always help, right? Because word of mouth, we have to chase them down, but if you take a quick picture, at least we can get like a name, what it looks like, right? And then we can go ahead and, like Byrd said, send it to the right people. So-
Does everybody know what I'm talking about? They're selling barbecue or something on weekend? Do they have a permit, do you know? I don't know.
No, I don't think, I mean, yeah, like I said, most of the city employees, I don't think we're here in the weekends, and we may or may not be, right? So that's where we need y'all's help, and you guys take a quick picture and then send it in, we'll definitely address it, okay?
All right.
Because, yeah, we can, combine the health department and the permit department, I believe, so. Because they need to have some sort of license to be handling food, right? So, but if we don't know what they look like, or what the establishment looks like, right? Can't help.
Okay.
You know, I
But
know
yeah,
for
that's
sure
it.
that, you cannot sell food
Right.
in the parks, for
Oh,
sure.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
totally out.
Yeah.
But if somebody's just out there with a pig hanging out on the corner.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, how do we know how to handle your food?
Yeah.
Right.
Be careful about that.
Hey, I have a question, but it may not be code enforcement, but, Ms. Marcella, I need to ask you first. Your father's property over there, I don't know I know how far it goes around on Prairie. I don't know how far it goes on toward Sycamore, cause when I was coming down that way, you know that there's a homeless camp that's out there now.
I just found that out today.
Yeah, I saw it yesterday, that they were,
I just found.
and I didn't know if that was his property or not, you know.
Yeah, I think they have the police over there.
Oh, did- okay.
It should be right now.
Okay.
Prairie and Sycamore?
It's,
It's really Sycamore and Bradshaw.
yeah.
That little outside area? Yeah.
See that, okay, cause I know I called the cops the other day that the old John John's, I was going to work and I saw some guys just tore the door off of it. Yeah, and, yeah.
I saw that.
And, yeah, the door's still laying on it, but when they got there, they were already gone. They were taking their bags in and everything.
Wow.
And we do have a team that actually goes out there. There's like 2 police officers that go out there first, just to make sure that, you know, anybody that's there or homeless, that they're not violent, or, you know, they're gonna cause any trouble. And then after that, if we need to, like, code enforcement will go in there and make them pick up all the trash and stuff like that. But you said.
Yeah, they had been sleeping in that branch now.
Yeah, okay.
They had been in that branch for a long time. And the police did know about that, cause at first we thought they was deceased, cause they never did move, and so we went down there and woke them up one day. And made them leave.
Okay.
But if you guys see, you know, any strange activity, please call the police. And somebody should go out there, you know, just at least give them a trespassing or something. You know. That's all I got.
Thank you so much.
You know, thank you.
The mayor's not here. Does anybody want anything before we move on? No? Okay. Todd, let's go ahead and go with you.
Sure. Thank you. My name is Todd Moye. I'm a history professor at UNT, and I run our oral history program. And I've been working with Chelsea Stallings, who a lot of you know, an expert on Denton history, about initiatives that we can take to document more of Denton's history. In the past, we have done projects on Quakertown. We've done projects with the Women's Interracial Fellowship. I believe Ms. Kimball participated in one of those, if not both of those. But Chelsea, in our discussions, had some strong feelings about the need to document SEDNA's history. So we've spoken with Reverend Logan about this, with Colette and Audrey last week. We are interested in putting together an oral history project, working with you in collaboration with SEDNA, to create something that would be useful for SEDNA, just to document the organization's history, and it would also be interesting for Denton historians and useful for them as they try to tell a fuller story of Denton's history. So I just wanted to introduce myself and let you see my face in case you hear from us with an invitation to record an oral history interview. When we do this, we just sit down with a recorder, an audio recorder, and ask questions, in this case about your experiences in Southeast Denton, your family's history here, but it would really be focused on SEDNA itself, the history of SEDNA itself, so that we can document this, again, in a way working in collaboration with you that would make the most sense for the organization, so that you could get something useful out of it as well. If you have any questions, I'm happy to try to answer.
How do we get in touch with you again?
The easiest way to get in touch with me is over email. My name is Todd Moye. It's todd.moye@unt.edu. And Colette and Reverend Logan both have that email address as well, if you forget that. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Don. Julie?
Stuck with me giving instructions for an activity that we have for you all today, but Julie is here.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot Councilwoman had some stuff. She may have. I'm backing up. Y'all be after her.
Oh, okay.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry. I forgot you were sitting there.
Wow.
And as you all know, is we're in voting season. And so we're not voting on people to go in the office, we're voting on stuff that we need. We are 36th fastest growing city in the nation. And so we're not gonna be able to just stop it. But we gotta start being prepared for it. And looking down the road, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 years from now. So this is a time when people start making those preparations for the future. So what I'm gonna do, and Colette asked me about the different propositions, there's gonna be 7 things on the ballot when you all go and vote. which by the way, I'm very pleased to see that they made this center one of the early voting locations because they didn't have it. So we had to, take care of the people and add this one on. Or we would have been having to go to the civic center over here to the elections office. So that's what people like me and those people on there make that happen. So we can do that. So it happened and it had to go through the county. Colette asked me to talk about, some things that was gonna be on here. I cannot tell you how to vote, but I can discuss what's on here, okay? So you make your own decision on how you wanna do that. I talked a little bit about the one that's gonna be the first one, the Proposition A, is the streets. And the street over on Mingo Road, I don't know who y'all don't live over there, but I know I live very close to it and I drive on that road every day. There is some need, because that's the next road that's coming off of 380. Off University Drive, that's the next major road. So if something happens on 380, then all the traffic will be pushed over to this road. And I can tell you that it's just simply not prepared for emergencies. And y'all remember when 380 was just 2 lanes? All that traffic was pushed over here on this other road. And the little side roads, you can ride your bike, it's only got that much space. So we have to be careful about that. So it says Mingo, this is what they're gonna do. Mingo Road from Bell Avenue back up to 380 and Rudell Street, and they're gonna run that road over across that railroad track and hook back up to the other Rudell Street. And then that's gonna help us with our quiet zones. We know how those trains sound. It not only is loud over here, that train is running right through town and comes back over north, over there, off of Mingo. It runs all the way up. So that's the first one. I just don't want to take too much time, so I'm going to be. And then drainage and flood control, that's B. And y'all know that drainage, that when it rains really hard, all that stuff is running down south. And that Oak Street up there, Quakertown, up there in that area, running down Carroll, all of that needs to be expanded and taken care of so it can run smoother and fuller without all that flooding. And we know how, I think right here, it runs that Pecan Creek runs on down through here. So we're trying to take care of that right now because the city is growing north. All up there on 288, they're gonna put that big old state highway run through there all the way to 35. All that's getting ready to be developed. This is just preparation for all of that runoff to run through here. We don't want too much drainage. Yes, sir, I see a hand.
Yeah, I just, and this is just for your edification. So city council members are not allowed to make a recommendation on a vote, right?
No.
And I just need to advise, be careful with your language, because when you say we need something or something will help something, that implies an endorsement. So if you can just describe what it's about.
I'll just describe.
Because you never, we don't want anybody to get in trouble for.
Okay, thank you so much for clearing that up for me. Okay, so I'm trying to do this. Park system, of course, there's I hate to say the word need, but we're growing. Again, public safety. As far as public safety is concerned, that's Proposition D. I'm gonna read through here.
So these are all yes or no if you want it.
Right, but I'm not saying, using the word need, we all know that this city is gonna be able to grow upwards to 250,000. This thing is getting larger. They're wanting to add in additional Fire Station 5, a Fire Station 6, and then this also includes the Linda McDade Animal Care and Adoption Center expansion. Oops, sorry. I'm trying to get back on the page. And then affordable housing is Proposition E. Some money towards additional opportunities for affordable housing. Proposition F, an active adult center. There is an opportunity to move it from where it is to another location on the south side. The south side adults have asked for either an expansion of the center or a new center. And you'll have all of this when you go in there and check and see. They'll have all the descriptions in there. So I'm gonna leave that alone. Thank you for reminding me of that. South Branch Library, when that library was put there, Old Teaser Lane was only 2 lanes. So we know the expansiveness of that area. And then Proposition 8, City Hall West. So there's an opportunity to expand on the City Hall. If you'd like for me to read that, I can read that to you. But so those are the things that are gonna be on this voting that you're gonna go in and look and vote for. And then the state of Texas also has some things, the amendments, and whatever they're doing down there in Austin, they're bringing it to the voters as well. So, and I think there's 14 different things that they'd like for you all to take a look at and vote on as well. So every vote does count. Keep that in mind. And I believe that's all that you're asking me to bring to you. Of course, you all know I'm embedded with the Quakertown project. And I'll leave that to Reverend Logan to give us a little bit more information about what's coming up next. Okay?
Those initiatives on the ballot, you're not checking off each one of those initiatives. You just voted for the ballot election, the ballot 2023, yes or no. Is that right?
I believe you're checking off on each one of those initiatives.
Each one is a separate initiative that you'll have to vote yes or no on.
Yes.
It's not a block.
So it's not an all or nothing situation.
It's a yay or nay on each individual one.
On each individual one. So there are 7 different ones.
But yeah, I would
I'm sorry.
You can get first samples to look at them before you vote.
Oh, yes, you can, well, it's all, everything's on the computer. There is, and as a matter of fact, that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at the City of Denton's web page.
But they're supposed to have paper too.
I'm not real sure about paper being available.
I used to do that.
Okay, so we'll have to call and find out about the City of Denton. And usually when they have stuff like that, they'll usually put them in the parks, rec centers where you can, get your hands on stuff. Yes, sir?
Yeah, on the ballot, I know, on the flyer, they have the amount that each one is gonna get. Will that be on the?
I think it is showing up on the, because it has to add up.
Right.
And it has to add up to, 309.
Yeah, 309 million, I was kind of disappointed that, the affordable housing got the least amount.
Well, I can't talk on that.
I know, I'm just speaking for myself.
Oh, okay.
That to me, that should be a #1 issue, but he got the least amount of money out of all 7 of those, and I'm like, that's a major issue to throw just a few pennies at,
Okay. Yes, sir?
I just wanted to let everybody know that on the ballot itself, in addition to the proposition, there is a description underneath, and it will tell you what each one is. Like this one's about South Branch, this one's about expanding a road, this one's about a certain facility. So the ballot will have descriptions for each one, so you don't have to know.
Dollar amounts.
It does have the dollar amounts. Yeah, it'll list it: 47 million, 18 million, et cetera. So it's lists the dollar amounts and a description. So that way you don't have to go in memorizing everything. You can refresh your memory and figure out which one you're talking about.
Say yes to it.
It's new.
Yes, sir?
I just wanted to tell everybody, the city of Denton has put up signs around, all over, so all you need to do is just grab your phone and, as if you were gonna take a picture, and then it'll give you like the little, area to go. You just click on it, and then it should pull up the page.
So you just open your camera up and aim it at that little
QR
code, and it'll open up the website for you so you can go and find out what all of it. Yes, ma'am.
Where is it that you said the highway is coming in at?
There's Texas Department of Transportation. They are running a major highway from Salina all the way over to I-35, and it's gonna end up on that Milam Road exit there. It's right in between Denton and the lake and all that's coming through there.
Oh, okay.
And so that's just on the northern side.
Oh, okay.
I know that we don't have the next major highway to that one would be something like Highway 121. Or 635, something, I'm not saying it's gonna be as big as 635, but President George, and then you just go up because that's where the growth is happening. And so they're just gonna put it's up there. People are already buying property. We were expecting, the county has already said that they were getting ready to put up family exposition type thing up there. We know our big rodeo people, they're gonna be moving up that way. So it's gonna be a lot of stuff happening up there.
So it's gonna take longer than 380?
It's gonna take longer than 380. Well, I mean, if you wanna go from 380 up to the highway, you know, I can't give you the measurements on how many miles it is.
Okay.
But it's, you know, it's just part of our opportunity to see us go from 150,000 people to a prospect of over 200,000 people. So we're gonna have to get some homes together and all that. Oh, and you know what else? I'm getting ready to say this and then I'm gonna sit down. I got a chance to visit the airport the other day. There's a gentleman that is leaving, he's moving to Arizona, but I was talking with one of the airport controllers, you know, to like get the planes in and out. And because our airport does private planes, it does you know, when you get your big packages and stuff like that, you know, those like commercial type planes. And then we have that flight school out there. You know, you can learn how to fly a plane in Denton. And people from around the world, they come over to Denton to fly planes. Well, here we go. The gentleman said that the Denton's airport could be the 3rd busiest airport in the state at any time. Because it's always so much movement going on out there.
For what, private planes?
For private planes and the cargo planes and the airline. So I thought that was interesting. I'm gonna go back out there and hang out with him in the you know, the airport thing and see how all of that works. So that'd be pretty cool.
Okay.
Thank you for letting me speak.
Are you gonna learn how to fly?
I don't know if I'm gonna learn how to fly.
Okay, Julie, our mayor's not here, so okay.
No, is anybody here from Park and Recreation? No,
What do you have?
I would like to know why we have never gotten any, because we put in for the super scoop bags down at these parks around here, like this park right here and like down there by Collision Hall, why we hadn't gotten that. And then I also put a suggestion in for our restrooms here and the restrooms at Collision Hall. Why do we don't have any protected seats in there? I don't understand that. We put that in, and I guess they just overlooking us, but everywhere else have them. So what's up with that? I just don't get it.
Okay. I sent something to Gary in the morning, well, tonight.
Yeah, I'm seeing Gary tomorrow.
Okay, I just don't get it.
We'll take care of it, Shirley.
Oh, okay.
Now you're on.
Now,
Miss Betty, did you want something to snack on?
Take part.
Did you want something to snack on?
Oh, for tomorrow, yes. For tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay, me and Hines, with the city of Denton, Julie Wyatt, city of Denton, of course, we are working on the Southeast Denton area plan. We have a little activity for you, this evening. As you guys know, we are pushing on with that plan, continuing to gather your feedback, continuing to check in with you to make sure that we've heard you correctly. We did our visioning workshop in August, and so following that, what we have for you this evening are some pictures of some specific housing types, commercial types, and street sections, as well as the boundary of Southeast Denton, so we can get a better idea of what you all consider Southeast Denton. So on these booklets that Julie passed out, you have a set of blue dots and yellow dots.
And we're gonna pass them around, so when you're done with the survey, pass it to your neighbors.
And this survey, so what we're asking with these questions, you'll see a set of pictures that show different housing types. So single family residential, where it's just one house, one family, and one structure. There's pictures for duplexes and triplexes, which is 2 or 3 homes in one structure. There's some multifamily examples on there, and then we also have different commercial types. With the dots that we passed you out and the pictures that we have, what we're asking for is for you to put a blue dot on the pictures that you think or of the housing types, commercial types, and street sections that you would like to see implemented in the Southeast Denton area.
Well, where would you put it?
So it's varying. So what we're asking for with this particular exercise is just where in the areas where you would prefer to see single family, what type of single family would you like to see?
And then if you don't wanna see it, put a yellow dot.
Yeah, if
So
there's-
you hate it, put a yellow dot.
Something you
Just
are
don't like
completely
it.
against, put a yellow dot. Blue for yellow, no.
Yes.
You get your paper
For
back.
the future.
Yeah, pass it to you.
Need some help?
And so, tell us how does
So
this work
this
though? I mean, if you
has
put a
single
blue
family,
dot and we
this has
see,
duplex, that has
and we don't like
triplex.
modern house.
So, if you like
How
any
does
of
that
these
keep
pictures
somebody from doing a
on
modern house?
this page,
Yes,
put a
and we'll
blue
take
dot,
these for
and then these
references,
where
and
you
we'll
got
implement them
that
in the area
picture,
plan
if you
so
don't
that
like
when we
it,
get
put
questions
yellow
about
dot.
it.
And then we'll go over, flip over to the next
No,
page.
say we some yellow about this.
Oh, say something.
No, I'm gonna give my.
They like to see stuff like this.
Put a yellow.
We need to put stuff like this.
So is there, what, do you like, so, you don't like that one? Yellow.
Oh, yeah, I've already looked at the book, I didn't know what it was now that I know.
Or here's a
Need my own,
duplex.
sheet of
Here's
yellow.
a duplex, that's kind of, well, this is more traditional, that's more modern. And then here's like triplex or more town hall.
That's only single Yeah, I think it's on like 4 or 5 pages. Oh, well, what about the intersection, some of the intersections, that's the intersection number, that last page, or?
Right back, oh, here's some, I'm sorry.
What about the intersection?
Yes, so these are actual pictures of streets in Southeast Denton, but really think of them as street types. So, and what we're looking at, we've heard from the community that there are a lot of concerns about the safety of intersections and speeding on roadways. So we're looking for ideas to make them safer. So like this has got bike lanes and crosswalks. This has like that tree median. This also has, this is a little more commercial, but it's a wider street, but it's got some bike lanes and crosswalks. If you like any of that, put a blue dot, okay, good. If you hate it, put a yellow dot, or just don't like it.
You have a sheet of all yellow?
Oh.
Okay, no, okay. There's only-
Also, if you just have an idea that we did not capture, I have sticky notes that I'm sure you will. Awesome, thank you. Y'all are doing so good. Y'all are our first to do. So here's the other, these are really those streets that, we've got really wide streets in Southeast Denton. That is actually Prairie. And then this is more. So this has got bike lanes on either side with, on street. Oh, yes, ma'am. Yes. And this has like street trees to narrow the field of vision and try to slow down cars. And so, let me give you one that only has blue dots. And this is just, we've heard from the community, what we want to know is what you think of when you think of Southeast Denton. So we've got that smaller section that really is based upon previous planning efforts that have Bell and then just past McKinney, just past Woodrow, and just past JDO's. We've also heard from the community, some feel that it goes all the way down close to
While
the mall.
everybody's working on that, I just want to say that this is the last meeting of the year. Remember, we don't meet
And
in
then some
November.
community members feel like it all goes all the way to
Because of the holidays.
288. So we're trying to build consensus for what you think Southeast Denton actually is. So put a blue dot on the one that you think, yes, that is closest to what I think is Southeast Denton. And if you really feel strongly like one of them is not Southeast Denton, put a yellow. Awesome. Let me see how this works. Hi, y'all need any help? Oh, y'all are doing so good.
No, they're showing.
I'm gonna have all right. You ready? Did you take the survey yet? Okay. Well, you did good. You did exactly what I did. So remember, blue dot is what you really want to see. Absolutely not. But how do you guys? Thank you so much. That's all right. Take your time.
Oh, no, she got, I'll get it, I'll do it.
It's a single channel.
That you like, that you like, that's second thing.
Those architectural details, things like front porch. You know, one thing about doing something, there's a lot of front porches.
Not points from you both.
So,
Not yet.
do you like
I got everything. Dewey got the book.
I'll make sure they don't
So y'all have good elections over here.
Nobody knows when I'm.
He's gonna have something to say.
I don't have any blue tickets left.
So this goes from.
That's good. That means we get some positive. This is also, if you have anything extra to add in, right in, let's you know, text it on there.
We're trying to get you now, to take back over the land. The kids don't have
This is a fourplex, kind of a small multifamily, and we heard from the community, they may be open to kind of that small multifamily, that's a bit more of a character something. And then this is multifamily, we've heard from the community, they're not really great. Well,
Kim, did you get a chance to mark up something? You doing it together?
You want that, I don't want that over there.
Sister, y'all mark up something? Yeah. Marked it already.
how do you feel about,
Thank you.
we'd like to hear your letter. You like that one?
I'm getting strawberries.
You know, they information, right? We heard that, but we want to make sure. So the next thing I have my son.
Yeah, I was trying to exchange what I had bought.
Like, kind of like a house, so I heard it.
They live in
Yeah.
I do, you know what, there's a house,
the strawberries is dessert, you get strawberries and pineapple.
How do you feel about like strip chocolate? Like you see maybe on the Louvre.
What you do on these strawberries?
maybe they might do something
Yes,
else.
sir.
Thank you, Madam President.
You like strawberries?
I love strawberries. I like them. I love them.
Thank you so much. You did? She put some good ones, Anthony, y'all want to hear?
You have to
So do you like strip shopping?
Like the strip shopping.
Body Rex.
No, that's what we want to hear. Absolutely. I can
So silly.
There is a really good shop.
Y'all having hand sanitizer? Let me look.
Yeah, I'll see him.
Oh, you're being silly about a dot of hand sanitizer.
Yes, I know exactly what you're doing. It is
I tried with the
One of these little round, like they got around meals behind the school.
This is really good information.
I know.
Oh,
really? Oh, yeah, that's right.
I just told
Some
Brad to let him
neighborhoods have
speak
been in, some
about what's going on.
doesn't. That's what we want to hear from the
Back to
community.
February, you know, and they know what's going on. Yeah. Yeah. But see, but that's the issue, you know, that's the problem. It's already zoned for that, so they don't even have to come talk to you. That's the sad part. They can do it, and they don't have to do it. It's called by right, they have a right to do whatever they want. Oh, yeah, I pass by it every day, to see how far it's going.
This has.
I told you, there she is, ready, you better, look here, turn around, better get an autograph from her right now. Then you don't miss out. You did a beautiful job down there in Fort, down in Euless, Bedford, wherever we were. You did a good job. We sure was. You kept us down there, what we doing there? We're on a podcast, which will be sent out to 70,000 people. I'm just saying. I'm just, since you asked. Sister Clark was the star. The producers and the directors, all they gotta do is come. The photographer came in, where she was sitting, what even in the early to take pictures, where she was sitting, they brought lighting into the room where she was. We were down there just trying to have our coffee. We got there and picked the movie camera in, the camera, and the that wasn't even the main room.
No, I'll get one later. No. Like, I'm gonna go up there and give everybody an update of what's going on in the neighborhood, since we're not gonna be back till February.
I saw that, pothole that's on,
That road hadn't been done 6 weeks,
To ride on a big street.
and they haven't been back since.
And
You know what, they sent me an email, but I keep it so long, something, they didn't solidify something under there.
Gilbert family, or a woman by the name of, they did back in the 60s and 50s, named Minerva. I know you're not that old. Heard those names, Minerva? Last thing, Gilbert, you that guy you talk about?
Gilbert's little property, that's what it is. Now, we just got,
So they're gonna send it to Aqua Therapy. No, it's like maybe like 6 months old.
How can we get in contact with her? Can I just send you a text?
Depending on what they say.
Give out this
They
number.
can either serve them, they don't know if we got to correct the issue, but I have 3 pinched nerves that shut down this website. Like everything, up there, you're gonna lose the whole website.
It's like a percent chance.
They were like, 70-80% chance it'll be, like you never know. So I'll try to make it out to my next office.
So I don't have people.
I'll know where I am by then. I'm not gonna leave now, it's already.
We have
Pretty much.
When y'all done with that corner, Judy? Donald, go ahead. All right, Donald, it's gonna make that happen.
Okay, I just want to give everybody an update on what's going on in the neighborhood, since we won't be back till beginning of the year.
No.
I know the mayor's not here, so one of the things I wanted to talk about was with him, but I may get Julie to help me with this. I know we've been talking about that property like 418 Robertson.
Yes.
And I know he's been saying how that's gonna raise our taxes and all that, but when I spoke to him, I'm like, you have $1 million complex over here behind Oakwood Cemetery. Habitat is coming this week, the planning and zoning, so they may be getting ready to get started.
Right.
That's anywhere from 12 to 15 million. You see what they're doing on Mill Street, the house by the Fred Moore Daycare Center. And they're building another house on the corner of Woods and McKinney. So you put all that together, you're looking at maybe $35–40 million that's being brought into this neighborhood. But the question is, all we have heard is how 418 Robinson is gonna just destroy the neighborhood. I'm not a tax expert, but I'm thinking the $40 million is gonna do more harm than what they can put on 418 Robinson Street. So, and I don't know how the tax roll works. Yeah, that's why I say, if you can't help me, but I mean, I'm more worried about those projects than what you can put on 1/3 of an acre on Robinson Street. There's no way that's gonna do more damage to this neighborhood than the $40 million we got. And when we're all inside that $40 million complex, so that the taxes are gonna roll in before they roll out. Also, I know it doesn't have much to do with Southeast Denton, but, they're building, if you look at Loop 288, they're building 2 apartment complexes on Loop 288. You have Woodrow, the apartment at Woodrow. Well, there's another apartment complex coming on Denton. It may not be next year, but I have been told that Dutchess is eventually gonna tie into Woodrow Lane.
Yeah.
And that's what we talked about, the traffic. But then we were told that it wasn't gonna tie into Woodrow, but I'm here to let you know that, yeah, it is going to tie into Woodrow Lane. And I don't know how they deal with the traffic. I don't know where the street's actually gonna be when it ties into Woodrow. But I'm still hoping that the city will do something and put a light here. If not, we're gonna have a very bad situation coming here, where you're not even gonna be able to turn left. We need a light there, I think. Yeah, when they came for the streets, when they had the meeting with the streets, they were like, well,
Slow down, put a light there, don't slow down.
Well, yeah. When they came to speak about the streets, the young lady made a comment there, well, it takes $600,000 to do a light. Well, you know what? My life, my children's life is more. It's priceless. $600,000 is nothing. You can save one life there at Woodrow Lane.
You think they would have a light there with school?
Well, see, that's when I talk about the light at Dutchess, that normally if somebody builds there, I think they're responsible for the light.
For the light.
I brought the project up at on the loop, but the apartment complex is building on the corner, they're responsible for putting the light there. And my question is, if that street doesn't come out to Morris, who's gonna be responsible for putting the light there? It's gonna be the next person who builds over there, or will the city just say, hey, we need one there? But to me, $600,000 is nothing compared to my family's life,
But every time we talk about that light down there, I've been here in these meetings 3 or 4 times, they got some kind of stipulation that has to be met.
Yeah.
If we done had somebody from the state, somebody from does the road, it's something going on, the reason why we can't get a light there. I can't get it all together, but we talked about this.
Well, and they have traffic studies, but I've only seen too many traffic studies where the neighborhood wins the traffic study. You see, they're writing it down. They win them all. I've never seen, and I could be wrong, but I've only been in it 2.5 years. But something, it may not be this year, it may be next year, but something's gonna have to be done with a light right here at Woodrow and Mars.
This is what was done. When all of them were put in, I have a light put there. You see where the light is put up?
At Shady Oaks?
Yes, but in the front of the, what is that, red building? We had put in for the light to be put right here, and they said it could not be done. But the following month, the light came up right in the front of the building so they could come in and out.
Yeah, see, and like I say, is that not a text dot road? Woodrow a text dot?
What is that building?
Okay, I didn't know it was, I don't know how.
No,
Right
about
here.
it's
By the old turbo.
Oh, yeah.
Going
That's
south
their own.
side. Yeah.
And then that great big old building, we tried to find out what that building was.
Yeah.
They never did give us no answer.
Yeah.
What was that building put that for? Carolyn put in several requests
Yeah.
about the red light and the building.
Well, see, and that's the thing that, we gotta make sure, the city came down here to talk about the streets and what they wanna do here. And I think, I think me, you, myself, and Martha, it was 5 people here and 10 people from the city.
I heard it.
So, I mean, if you don't come down here and tell them, they were talking about, they wanna know, what kind of, guards to put up on Marsh Street, but they wanted to hear from the people who live on Marsh Street. I live on Prairie, I can't tell you what kind of thing I want up on Marsh Street, but I don't live there. But nobody from Marsh Street.
Well, can they come back again?
Well, they keep coming, but if nobody comes, I mean, I'm not trying to be, rude, but if they come and nobody shows, why come again? You've already, I mean, I hate to be disrespectful, but you've already shown me you don't care.
No.
No, because
Some people have to work,
True,
and they work out of town.
they work out of town, but they also
They
have,
can't make it
they
all the
have,
time.
but I said, but not 5 people that are, they sent letters out. Everybody got it. Matter of fact, I got 3 letters. But just to have 5 people in an area this big, to have only 5 people show up, now you may not be able to make it, but I know more than 5 people could have made it. And
You would think that Denton ISD would want a light there
Yeah.
with all those kids.
Kids don't let it rain.
What was the letter sent out?
the meeting was a couple of months ago.
Okay, so
Right in
Yeah.
front of the building over
Yeah.
what,
And, I'm sorry.
when was the meeting, when was the letter sent out?
The meeting had to be what, August or something, but
July, I think it was
Yeah.
July 1st.
yeah. But the thing that really was embarrassing is the people who came to me complaining. When I left here Thursday and I drove by the American Legion Hall, they chose to play dominoes than to come down here, because 4 of the cars who complained were down there playing dominoes instead of coming down here complaining about the streets. So that's what I'm saying. I mean, if you want something done, you have got to show up. They have, you can go online and do it, but I mean, they keep coming down here and the crowds are getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And if it were me, I'm like, why would I want to waste my time?
Because people are thinking they're not gonna do that.
Yeah, I know, yeah, but you never know until you show up.
That's right.
I mean, you gotta give them a chance. If they're gonna keep showing up and then you don't wanna show up, and then when it happens, you can say, well, there you go again. Well, no, you had your chance, and you chose not to do it. So, but like I said, that's pretty much what's going on today, but I don't know, Habitat's coming, like I say, this week. They may be starting soon. So if they are, I get ready for that,
We don't about that, they've been talking about that for the last 8 years.
Yeah, but they came back and they needed some more time, so we gave them another year. But I think they got it corrected, because they're actually coming back Wednesday for their final replat, for their final plat.
Now, what you said about Robinson, are they gonna stop on that?
No, that property was sold. So we don't know what the new owner's gonna put there.
Does anybody have anything
There's
else?
not much room there,
Well, put something like they had behind the school.
Yeah.
I just wanna just say this and put this out here on the table for all of us. It's gotta be some kind of magical way that we can talk our younger folks that live in this community to come to the meetings and be supported. And when I say younger folks, I'm talking about 40s, 30s, maybe 50s, to kind of show up. Because with all due respect, there's gonna be a future ahead of us. And I'm just very concerned as to the direction of this particular group. Now we're talking about 15, 20, 30 years. I don't know, 15 years. But I'm just concerned about this group. And if you all have anyone that you can speak to in your family, or who's gonna be taking over your property, for you all to kind of keep those kind of things in mind. Because people are gonna still be living here 15, 20 years from now. I know I'll already be close to 70 years old.
Oh my God, I'm 70.
Yeah, 80. I'll be close to 80, 20 years from now. So, you know, so I just want you all to just keep it in mind, since y'all are the stakeholders and y'all are, you're the foundation. You know, and encourage your kids, you know, to make sure that they keep their property and keep it in the family, you know, that kind of thing. Have those conversations with those folks.
And then, you know, and the other thing, if they wanna sell it, I mean, the property across from the Fred Moore Daycare Center, that young lady sold that property for $30,000.
That's what all the properties.
$30,000.
And got people to sign that didn't have
Yeah,
something to say.
so I mean, you know, if your kids, I mean, have them get more money out of it. Somebody come raise a check, they sign it, and they're done with it for $30,000.
And you see what they put there.
And you see what they put there.
You see what they put there.
So y'all have that conversation with your family.
It should be.
Whatever, you can build whatever it's zoned for.
I know.
But just like the George Laughlin property, you know how big that is? That was sold for $30,000.
$30,000. I know that was.
When that was well over $250,000 to $300,000. You've got to let your kids and grandkids know, hey, get a realtor. You may pay them a commission, but you'll get more money out of it than somebody just come and say, hey, I'm gonna give you $30,000 or $40,000. And then you take it and go pay $1,500 for an apartment. When that money's gone in 2 years.
She didn't get the family that owned that to sign. She just got the people to sign that they didn't know what they.
Yeah, they didn't know, yeah, but $30,000 is what that property was sold for. And now that's a $500,000 home sitting over there.
So that's what you guys gotta have come together. I mean, you might wanna talk about it in church. Have your pastor to have a little special meeting or something for you all to have those kind of conversations. Because I know you're concerned.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get Cheryl English to come next year to, you know, she's a realtor, to talk about, hey, this is what you need to let your children know if something happens to you. You know, you can do this, and just don't take the first offer that comes along. So that's what they're doing.
Property is worth money, and we're a home. They get it.
Does anybody have anything else? Go Rangers. Thanks everybody for coming out this year. Have a good year.